contributor.
Hey, my name is Gabe Weaver. I'm the acting PM for the application performance group, and I'm joined here today with CZ, who's the engineering manager for the team. We're going to be talking about our top priorities for 15.6. We're really excited this release to continue our efforts on updating support for Ruby to version 3.0. Little context here, the Ruby 2.7 end of life, which we're currently running, is expected in March of 2023, which means no security patches, no ongoing support. If we're not kind of upgraded by then, we're going to run into a whole lot of trouble. So the application performance team has been focusing on doing a dependency or an audit of all of the dependencies for Ruby 3 compatibility. It's a huge effort. There's a ton of gems that we use. We need to understand what will break if we do upgrade to Ruby 3, what's supported, what's not. And in 15.6, we're going to kind of extend the call for help here because of the size and the number of gems that need to be audited to other development teams to make sure that we can do a quick audit to see if there is visible support for Ruby 3. If there's not, what remediation actions we're going to need to do. If we need to swap out gems with something else that is compatible, that's the investigation that we're trying to get support from with all the other teams. Specifically for the team in this release, we're also going to be collaborating with several other teams to make omnibus GitLab build with Ruby 3. And this is really important thing that we need to tackle. There's also an interesting contradictory where we want to run our main pipelines against the version that's on GitLab.com in production, which is Ruby 2.7. We also need to be able to start running pipelines for Ruby 3. It's too cost prohibitive to run parallel pipelines at the same time for every code change. So how we're going to work around that is we're going to focus on getting the GDK running on Ruby 3 as the default. So that way, when developers open merge requests and run pipelines against their branches, it will actually be running against the Ruby 3. And then when we actually merge requests into the main branch will continue to run on Ruby 2.7. So that way we can maintain compatibility between the two as we're working on the shift and upgrade to Ruby 3 as a default moving forward.
Thank you, Gabe. So I'm going to cover the rest of the work that we plan for the next milestone. So we'll continue our the investigate Puma long-term memory use work. So we have added ability to collect more metrics and diagnostic reports to help us troubleshooting GitLab instance memory and performance issues. But now that require the SSH access to the web server instances to get the report. And so oftentimes the developers, they have to ask help from SRE team who has the access permission to the servers. Now we are looking at how we can simplify the process. The decision that we made is we are going to automatic upload the reports to Google Cloud Storage and make it available for engineers. So the work already started from POC in 15.5. We'll continue to finish the final implementation of the report uploader in 15.6. Another work that we will do in the 15.6 is continue fine-tuning psychic memory killer. So oftentimes we run into the OOM events on our servers when the psychic run out of the memory. So we introduce more metrics and added logging to help us better understand and what happens when those events happened. So we want to find a good spot where the psychic memory killer will restart our psychic process smoothly. So that's another work that we're going to do in the 15.6. Other than what we discussed, there are a few additional issues we may look into in the next milestone. The first one is to roll out the GitHub metric exporter for GitHub Rails project. And also we want maybe to have a better documentation for the GitHub exporter security release process. Another one that we may look into is to use Redis ACL to restrict access to certain commands from our Rails application. I think that's all that we planned for the next release. Dave, do you have anything to add?
Nope. I'm looking forward to the work we're doing. It's important, and it's going to be great for the product as a whole and for the developers across the entire organization working on GitLab. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, thank you.